getting ready to go to the Avatar: The Way of Water premiere. I'll see you there. Let's get and here we are, the premiere of Avatar: The Way of Water. Let's get a Wolfpack. Ow! 1 year ago, I attended the premiere of one of my most anticipated movies of 2022, a sequel film that was 13 years in the making from its previous installment that took the world by storm. It is now over a year later since the release of James Cameron's Avatar: The Way of Water. Myself, along with other fans of the IP, had some concerns such as 13 years between sequels can affect an IP's relevance.
Need to refilm that.
With so much time passed between films, made me worry it wouldn't feel like the world of Pandora that I love. And the lightning captured in the bottle back in 2009 when James Cameron recaptured the world's imagination with his stunning epic that no one saw coming. Avatar has problems, and some hate on it for the dialogue, for the similarities between like Fern Gully and Dances with Wolves, but in space. But there's no solid debate to be had when it comes to a certain fact. He took stories that were familiar to us and created new technology after waiting for it to catch up, to show us something familiar, but in a way it's never been shown before. Welcome to Avatar: The Way of Water. Was it good? Was it bad? Here's why.
Wherever we go, this family is our fortress.
And that's what you're after, just the truthful sensation. And that truth is what you need to make these movies work.
What Jim wanted to do is give the actors an environment that was going to be as realistic as possible, build sets, and give them the ability to swim through the water and give it waves and current and everything.
We had decks that had this unistrut system built that were on gantries and chain motors so that we could lift them up and build the set on top of it above the water and then lower them back down once the set was built.
That system has the ability to also tilt those platforms, and a lot of times we will need that relationship with interacted topography.
James Cameron is without a doubt one of the most innovative filmmakers of all time. The man can make one damn entertaining movie.
There are the sea people in Indonesia that live on stilted homes and live on rafts and so on. We looked at things like that, and we see a couple of different villages in The Way of Water that use an architecture that uses the local trees. All Na'vi culture doesn't want to cut down a tree, saw it up into lumber, build things. They want to integrate in a very natural and graceful and symbiotic way into their environment. So we had to come up with their architecture. They have a symbiotic culture with an intelligent species. We would probably take a glance at it and say, oh, that's a whale. But of course, it's not a whale, it's a Pandoran version.
Avatar: The Way of Water is the sequel to the 2009 blockbuster event that destroyed box office records. Avatar, which was nominated for 9 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, and won Best Visual Effects, Best Cinematography, and Best Production Design. James Cameron was also nominated for Best Director. Unless you've been isolated and cut off from the world, like James Cameron has become a legendary director in his own right by the accomplishments both in innovating technology to move us forward cinematically and a filmography of classics that persevere through each generation, such as True Lies.
From James Cameron.
I married Rambo.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Have you ever killed anyone?
Yeah, but they were all bad. True Lies.
The Abyss.
We all see what we want to see. Coffee looks and he sees hate and fear. You have to look with better eyes than that.
I need to know if you're okay. You can't leave me here alone.
You never backed away from anything in your life. Now fight!
Aliens.
There's movement all over the place. 5 meters, man. 4.
Aliens.
And Terminator 2.
Go now!
We gotta stick together.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Terminator 2, Judgment Day. This time, he's back. For good.
Before 2009's release of Avatar, I was indifferent to the whole 3D craze. Didn't hate it, didn't love it, I nothing. I wasn't even looking forward to the first film. I saw a couple of TV spots that included some creatures with no information shown about the story. I thought it was an animated children's film, and I also saw that it was being heavily promoted at some spots.
Take your card to mcdonalds.com/avatar and prepare to be thrilled.
I paid it no mind, therefore no interest was formed. I went to the theater to see Crazy Heart, starring Jeff Bridges.
I knew what the risks were with you, and I took them.
This ain't no place.
It's one hell of a song.
Pick up a crazy heart and give it one more try. This ain't no place for the weary.
Thanks for coming out. It's so good to be home.
Turns out, Crazy Heart was not playing. It was starting to look like a wasted trip, till I looked up and saw that Avatar started in 5 minutes. A twist of fate, and I accidentally watched a film that not only made me appreciate 3D, but unexpectedly transported me into a world unlike anything I've ever seen before. Lord of the Rings is the only film that comes to mind back then that affected me so deeply. Avatar would end up becoming one of my favorite films of all time. It's definitely in my top 10. I was completely mesmerized by what this film was able to accomplish.